Welcome back to the Cage, live from Agribition for Access Communications on this Thursday. Sharky's here. He's for Flooring Superstores. Thanks for making some time joining us. If you're watching the stream right now, joining us in the middle, the large man in the middle, Brendon LaBatte, former Saskatchewan Rough Rider, is joining us here. How is it going? How's Agribition so far?
It's been good. It's been going pretty good. So
what have you been doing here?
Just walking around, checking everything out,
taking it all in.
Barns, yeah.
Credit card coming out?
Hasn't been yet. Actually, funny story, my credit card number got stolen, so they had to cancel it, so I don't actually have a credit card right now. I've been going to the mail every day hoping it shows up.
But what if you run into a real steal of a deal? You have to run to the
cash only.
That ATM's going to get hit hard.
Was he used at a Popeyes in Detroit? Was that where it was? Or?
It was down in the States,
yeah.
And it started showing up DoorDash charges.
Yeah.
So I had all these random DoorDashes, and I was actually up north at a flyout camp while this was going on. And I get out, and they had, when I talked to Visa, they had like 20-some transactions flagged, and nobody had ever called me yet. But then I went to go use my card, and it wouldn't work. So then I called them, and then they're, we've had mysterious activity or something like that. So
what was the criminal's flavor of choice? What did they like for a meal?
It just said DoorDash, so I don't know. And petty Apple charges.
Oh, that's great. How's the of course you guys were just back here and you're talking hunting. So what was the talk about?
Well, we're just, we're talking about the number of whitetail around and the bucks, and they're hard to find. They're knocking down a big buck right now is not as easy as it's been in the past.
Why?
I don't know. We got so many mule deer down south right now that it's tough to find any sort of whitetail really, but then I've talked to a few guys further up north, and they've shot some nice bucks. So I don't know, and I know I was seeing them north of Larange there this summer. So
really,
it's almost like they're migrating north a little bit.
And the elk are coming the other way because they had that open elk zone, and I heard there was some places were like a war zone. Right, there was shots going off everywhere. Where we were on Saturday wasn't too bad, but there was 8 or 10 shots you could hear in the distance, but nothing real close. But again, we didn't see a buck on Saturday, so got 2 more weeks yet for deer season. Yeah, till the 15th or something. Yeah,
up north for sure.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Grey Cup, the 5th one, another banner. Mm-hmm. You have one up there. What did you think of the game?
Thought it was a really good game. I thought it felt like we were in control the whole time, but when I watched it, it was the first drive there. Their linebacker had a chance to pick that ball off, and he didn't. And then we get the offensive pass interference in our favor, and then the fumble. So it always comes down to a few plays, and I thought those were the 3 plays that kind of swung it in our favor, even though it felt like we were in control the whole time. I thought it was a closer game.
What did you think about the offensive line? I thought they played good. Like AJ had holes. Trevor said you didn't have to wear shoulder pads.
I thought so too, and I think playing that many Americans on there really helps out. I think that's the biggest mismatch you can get in the league is having the NFL D tackles going against a Canadian O-lineman. Mm-hmm. So when you bring in American guards, I think that really helps it out. And Ferland was solid in the middle, and then Jamarcus out on the right tackle there. I thought he did a great job all year long. Like, he doesn't even get his edge bent. He's just locking guys down. So it was good to see him get his recognition as outstanding lineman.
When you talk about that, what's the biggest difference in there? Is it just experience? Is it just guys they play against? What's the biggest difference in the tackle to guard?
I think definitely the amount of experience and the caliber of opponents that they faced in the past, and then there's just some physical differences. Like you're getting, one guys that are just short of being in the NFL or have had a taste of NFL, so that they're athletic freaks, and then you're getting a Canadian farm boy out there trying to block them. So it can be a big mismatch. I think that's the biggest one in the league at times.
That's where we were talking about Schultz yesterday, and I saw it when we went to Westlake in Austin for a high school game this year, and. No disrespect to no one panic here. No disrespect to what we're doing here. We've got amazing football players and all that. But the gymnasium in this high school and the training facilities and the nutritionist and everything. And then these guys ran onto the field. And I know we got big farm boys up here, but I'm just like, come on, that guy's not in grade 12. The guy's like, no, he's not. He's in grade 11. And I'm like, whoa. It's just, and you times it by 10. Like, there's just more people.
That's right.
So bigger, stronger, faster. So that's a really good point. Back on the Hardrick thing, he should come back. He should keep playing.
Oh, he should definitely keep playing.
Yeah.
I mean, his game is solid right now, for sure. It's a matter of what he wants to do. Does he want to test the free agency and see what bucks are out there for him, or does he want to come back and try and make it up with the playoff money that he could potentially get coming here if they can retain that core group? So it's always a crossroads. Do you take the for sure money and sign the bigger contract for a few extra bucks, or do you bank on the team repeating?
So the money thing, we see it in all sports. The money thing is one thing, but at that point of your career, too, you really don't want to go get your head bashed in. Anyway, you want to win, too. And you're coming back to what's a pretty good team.
Yep. No, absolutely. You always weigh that in, and then he's already, to rebound after the season previous with the injury, so he's already had a taste of that. So, I mean, you want to be able to end on a high note for sure. So I think that whatever he decides to do, hopefully we can keep him here, because his game, I thought when he was in Winnipeg, he was kind of underrated, and living in Stanley's Brian's shadow there, because I think he's been a real solid player for a long time, but he's finally getting the recognition he deserves.
On the other side, the other tackle, that Collins kid, he was just a monster. But not only was he big, he was athletic. Like, he could run, he could do, and he could have played tight end, for God's sakes. Tell me what you think of him and his game.
Yeah, I think those are, like, I see a lot of Xavier Fulton when I was playing.
Okay.
Where you're kind of a borderline freak athlete to be an O-lineman, and I think that anytime you are that, or you're that almost overgrown tight end, that you fare well. You can deal with the speed of the defensive ends coming at you so much better than a big guy who's just hoping to get hands on, and if he doesn't, then he's kind of in a bind, where if you got the footwork to be able to recover and put yourself in a good situation, then I think that's what he's got going for him.
Nice.
Who was the long snapper for the Riders?
Jorgen Hoos.
Was it Hughes? Yeah, because Schultze yesterday was talking about, what's his
Jocelyn
name?
Fournette.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And just how he was a freak athlete, and they were like, buddy, like, figure this out and go down south. Like, you can do this here. And he wanted to play O-line so bad in the Canadian Football League. And like, do you understand what we're telling you to do career-wise?
Yeah.
And they just couldn't wrap he couldn't wrap his head around that, and he just wanted to play offensive line instead of giving it a shot down. So when you look at the guys that are expected to maybe get a look, the NFL on our end, at what age do you think they kind of stop looking down there? Both sides, as a player and as what they're looking for.
Somewhere 26, 28 years old. 28 is definitely your final kick at the cat, and you'd have to kind of be a late bloomer and really show up. But in 26, and like when I was with Bob Wiley early in my career, he said, you can't get down there fast enough. If you got the opportunity, you got to go right now. They want you as young as possible, so if you can make that transition at 23, 24, you're standing a better chance. Once you get up to that 26, you're kind of right on the borderline, and 28 is almost unheard of anymore. But I think you'd still possibly show up on a radar.
What about other positions? Is that across the board, or is that just offensive line?
That was offensive line.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's probably even earlier for some of them guys.
Yeah.
Like they'd be willing to – offensive line can traditionally play a little longer, so they might look at you a touch older than what, say a receiver or a DB. I'd imagine their window's even smaller.
And there's even more of them, if you will, right? There's even more guys that can run fast or catch the ball on the outside or whatever the case. So the big hogs that can do the job, they're more rare than the receivers.
Yeah, for sure. And, I mean, part of being on the O-line is it's so technical that it does take a while, and then you kind of get used to playing against bigger, stronger guys. So, I mean, to be a late bloomer and get a late look there is not as unheard of as it would be for a receiver, where you're relying more on your natural skill set.
It's interesting how you said it's so technical. Not a lot of people think of the lineman as very technical. Like, if you're not a football person, you wouldn't think what you're doing is technical, right?
Yeah. I mean, a few degrees on a step, or, 4 to 6 inches on, did you get width on your first step, or hand placement is huge. If you got your hands out on the outside shoulders, you're going backwards. So inside hand leverage always wins, and then the way you deliver the strike, like there's a whole bunch of technicalities that go into it.
Did you ever kick tires down there, or?
Yeah, I went for a few cups of coffee.
What was it like?
Wasn't for me, that's for sure.
Were both the same experiences, or where were they?
I went to The one that kind of broke the camel's back was when I went to Indianapolis, and I just got thrown into a hotel room and got a knock on the door 36 hours later. Yeah, we're ready for you. So that was my final experience. But I went to Kansas City, got work like a dog out there all by myself. That wasn't too enjoyable. And then actually, hindsight 2020, when I went to Pittsburgh, that was probably the best opportunity in the way their season ended up unfolding that year. That would have been the one to fall into. They went to the Super Bowl, and Chris Komiatu, their left guard, got injured, so they ended up playing Doug Legursky at left guard in the Super Bowl, and I was right there, and Tomlin said, we got a contract upstairs for you, but we were looking for a signing bonus, and everything kind of got a little off the rails.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, that's probably a story you don't like to tell or think about too often, right?
No, I don't mind. I mean, I'm happy with how my career shaped out, not coming back home and everything else that I got going on now. Or to be down there would have been fun, but I mean, that's a 1 or 2 year deal, and then you're down the road, and you never really get to set up and establish yourself anywhere. So I wouldn't change it.
Do you ever, I guess, share that story specifically with younger guys? And, because obviously there's agents involved, and it's a business, and you're going to take care of yourself and think down the road and all. Do you ever share that story?
Yeah, I've told a few people about it, but it's just one of them things where, I mean, you can't look back and regret anything. It was a great opportunity to be there, and it was probably the easiest workout. I mean, it was a warm-up. Like, that's all they wanted out of me. And then we went in for lunch, and there was a few other guys from the CFL that were down there at the same time. So, I mean, it's if the opportunity's there and you feel good about it, you take it. And if you got any remorse about it or you're not sure, you keep on moving.
Darius Rucker wrote a song, Led Me to This. You never know, right? If you stayed down there where you wouldn't have, what you have now, like you said. So it's great. Brendon LaBatte, former Saskatchewan Rough Rider, joining us, Grey Cup champ in 2013. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. Also, Mitch Picton is going to join us. Regina boy, Grey Cup champ. What does his future hold? That's interesting. Maybe some wisdom. You can throw some wisdom out in the hair. It's the SportsCage. We're live at Agribition for Access Communications, streaming through our YouTube channel, sportscage.com. Mitch and Sharky's with me, Ford Superstores. Curtis has got us all buttoned up here. I don't know who he's brought to you by, but he's doing yeoman's work on that end of things. And Access Communications, who brings you the show on Thursday. Also, we're down here with Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers, booth 113, International Trade Center. They make buying and selling easier through the power of a global marketplace, personalized local support. You can visit rbauctions.com or just go to booth 113 International Trade Center and chat with the guys and girls over there. Brendon LaBatte's still with us here. We're waiting for Mitch Picton to jump in on the stream. I wanted to ask you, you didn't have a chance to watch the Vanier Cup, but you heard a lot about it. Rams couldn't get there, so Huskies next best thing there. And again, we see a team from Quebec and then again Montreal winning again. As a guy that's gone through the Canadian university route, what do you think about them being able to, is it CJEP, that they're allowed to kind of basically play junior football and then still have the availability to play at 5 years or whatever it is, like we used to back in the day? Because when you played, could you go junior, or is it right around there where they changed that?
Yeah, you were eligible for 2 years of junior when I was playing, and then it started to take away from your CIS eligibility,
which is huge. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts on how it's a different playing field in Quebec?
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, you're just that much more physically mature, and at that age and that time in your life, if you're in the weight room at all, the gains that you can have, you're essentially coming back and you're playing men amongst boys, like the physical maturity that you go through at that age. I mean, you just look at the weights and you get bigger and stronger. So that's unfortunately how it is. And when I was starting out in university, our average age was older, but then when Manitoba won the Vanier in 2007, I mean, I was 19, 20 years old, and we're going against 28, 29-year-old defensive linemen. And, I mean, the power that they have, and not so much the skill at that point.
Just
because
the sheer size.
Just the sheer size and strength. I mean, and you better be really dialed in technique-wise to be able to combat and compete against that sort of stuff. So I think just at that age, that if you're bigger and stronger, then you can get away with a lot of things.
And the male brain, like, I don't know why I know this. I heard it. I think I was listening to a hockey podcast or something. Like, it can develop until 32, right? So that 24, 25, 26 is huge. And, so you have that aspect too. Like you said, in the gains, we're all males here. At that point when you get into your 20s, you're like, oh, I'm actually putting muscle on.
Yeah.
And if you're taking supplements and stuff, they're actually kind of working here. It's just it obviously pisses me off because it's not fair.
Well, it's not right. There can't be two sets of rules.
Fair or right, whatever semantics.
Yeah, there can't be two sets of rules. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think you got to look at the age and try and keep the age comparable, and I don't know exactly what it would have shook down to, but I recall going back to 2007 there that the average age of Manitoba U of M on defense was older than the Bombers that year, and they went to the Grey Cup. So, and that's just how it was. So to see one team still having that, I mean, that's definitely an advantage, no doubt about it. Not that we're making excuses, though.
No, it's not an excuse.
I am.
Well, it's not an excuse, but the reality is, if some team some place gets a different set of rules to follow than the other teams, there's a difference in. Well,
how would it work? Like, let's figure like in hockey.
Yeah.
Like someone would go, whoa, this makes no sense. So you mean the Quebec League? Let's say it's Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Okay, they could play Junior A, even
24.
Junior B. You guys can play 2 years of that, and then you can play Major Junior until you're 22, 23. Well, and then you got 19-year-olds on the other end.
17-year-olds, yeah.
You would go, no, that's not fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. U Sports has something to fix here, and they better get it right quick.
But I want to know who's wagging the dog here. Is the tail wagging? Like, what's Quebec got? Where's the skin in the game here? Who's getting the under the table rub, or here's a bag of money, just be quiet.
Yeah.
And it's Laval and Montreal. Like, there's no other teams there. And we've heard about Laval and Montreal when they traveled, when they chartered and they came in. Like, there is massive money. There's massive donors here. So to think that somebody's getting a side deal, I wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility in my brain. Again, I'm a little bit heated about it. I don't even have any skin in the game. It just pisses me off.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something that they should have a conversation about and try and balance the playing field there a little bit, because it's definitely a competitive advantage to have guys that big and strong going against younger kids, essentially.
Would have been nice to see a Sasky team win, though, eh?
Oh, absolutely. And
in Regina.
Yeah, and if the Rams couldn't do it, to see U of S do it with Flory, I think that would have been awesome for him. But then there's a lot of good guys involved in that program too. Joel Lipinski and Waldo, and I know there's quite a few guys that are helping out there. So it'd be awesome to see those guys. And I think they're going to get it eventually. It's just a matter of time.
I was at Western Pizza for lunch today.
Again.
And it's not just pizza. I know Spiro said some people from Wilcox came in yesterday and said, hear you on the Sports Cage all the time, had to try the pizza. More than pizza, all the Greek favorites you love. Let's go out on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Joining us, Grey Cup champion from Regina, receiver Mitch Picton. Mitch, are you still celebrating?
We are still celebrating. Yeah, I think we're gonna enjoy this one appropriately.
Where have you taken have you been able to take it anywhere in Regina that you maybe thought throughout your career back when you were younger, if I ever win the Grey Cup, I'm taking the Grey Cup here?
Yeah, I don't know any places like that, but we were at Smoking Outlaws. They hosted us, did a fantastic job. They're great over there. Where we were at Homestead the other night. It's kind of been all over town. Guys have it on different nights, and feel like we've been all over the place with it.
Is there any particular would you take it back to the high school? Would you take it back to where you started out and show the kids that you can make this from where you are?
Yeah, I think at some point I'm definitely going to take it over there, get it over to the clubhouse at the U of R for the Rams guys. I was kind of letting the guys that are going to be leaving town and going back home, let them do their thing with the Cup, have their time. I'm here all winter, so we'll have lots of time to get it out to the places that I want to get to.
What did Brendon LaBatte's joining us here? Did you do anything with it? Did you go hunting with it? You got it?
No, we did have it down in Radville, though.
Did you?
Yeah, we had a big community celebration with it down there, and actually my daughter that's here, she's got a picture of it in her crib with her. So
Nice.
That's super cute.
We were saying might have to take it down south to the hunting spots down south and celebrate down there a little bit. There'll be some guys down there that'd be pumped up to see it, I think.
Mitch, we can pick you up tomorrow morning. We're going if you want to jump in. So just saying.
My brother was bugging me to go tomorrow, actually.
You want to go with Sharky. Sharky knows some spots. Well, both of these guys do.
So does Mitch. He's got some spots, too.
Hey, man, I wanted to say, like I know we skated together in the winter and stuff out on the ice and stuff. You're a genuine guy. I really like the speech. Before the Grey Cup and you showing that emotion. And I think that's something that's kind of going to live forever, when you talk about riders in that Grey Cup and a hometown boy and just that emotion that came out. I'm sure you heard from a lot of guys on that. And just, it's probably something you're never going to forget, right? The emotion of winning, but also leading up to it.
Yeah, of course. It was a busy week. It was incredible, honestly. We had a lot of fun, but we got a lot of work done as well, which we had to. And then nobody ever does anything by themselves. So to be able to acknowledge my family, who they made it up there and came to watch us win it in Winnipeg's building was pretty special. And they've chased me all over the country to watch me play ball. So certainly haven't done this on my own. It takes a village, and I'm certainly no exception to that.
Now, you're a free agent now, Mitch. What's are you and Jeremy had a chat yet? Where's that going? What's happening? We're going to see you back in green.
We'll see. What happens in the new year here. It's getting up there a little bit in age. We'll see what the new year brings with that. I'll leave it at that.
That's a pretty soft answer. Pretty soft answer, Mitch.
The political answer.
Do you, obviously
I won't be playing anywhere else. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, there's a good answer right there, giving us something for sure. But you would know this too. Is it's a grind, right? And you got to get ready for the season. I'm sure there's a time now, but then it's like, okay, here we go. Got to start training again. Got to do all this and all that. Do you think about that at even coming off the championship victory? It's like, well, okay, here's this date where I'm going to have to really get at it. Is that coming into your mind?
Yeah, a little bit. Typically after the season, I'd give myself until the new year and kind of enjoy it and train a little bit here and there on what feels good on the body that day. But, usually once the new year hits, you start thinking about it a little bit more. And then into February, you really get back into your programming and start running again, lifting a little bit more and getting back into, football training and getting ready to go for the season. So we're enjoying it right now. A little bit of time to relax and hang out. But, then it was always into the new year, you get back into it.
Why should Trevor Harris play again next year?
Did you watch him this year? That's why he should be coming back. No, Trevor was incredible. I mean, it wasn't surprising to any of us in the building. He's just such a pro's pro. Does everything right. And, when the lights are on, that's when he's at his best. And he proved that all year. So, we were very fortunate to have him. And, it's proven that he's still got it. So I see no reason why he shouldn't keep going.
Congrats, Mitch.
Thanks, Blue. Good to see you, man.
Absolutely. It's been a long time.
A little bit.
I know, but I was really happy to see you get that win. I think back to when we used to work out and train together in all those early mornings, and now for wherever you decide to go and whatever you decide to do, they're going to be saying Grey Cup champion, Mitch Picton. So I'm happy for you, buddy. You deserve it.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I was fortunate, honestly. Early in my career, I had guys like you and Dan and Getty and those guys that really showed me what it looks like to work and to be a pro. And it's been a long road, but to finally get this one done, it felt pretty good. So
you sound like you're old, Mitch. You're talking like you're old. Trevor Harris has got 10 years on you. He's coming back. Why aren't you?
Well, 39 looks different on a quarterback than it does a receiver. So I feel like I got some hard miles on me right now at the ripe age of 30.
You talked about you talked about winning it there and celebrating there. As a Regina guy or as a Saskatchewan guy, has to mean a little bit more, even if that's possible, to win it in the heated rivals barn.
Yeah, it certainly added another little element. We've been a part of some tough losses there. Honestly, we've lost West Finals there and things like that. So to be able to go into that building and, it feels like to kind of get a monkey off your back and go and get a huge win in that building, it felt pretty good. Early in the week, seeing them paint our logo over top of theirs on the field in the end zones and stuff, that sort of stuff was kind of cool.
I'll bet.
Game plan like that game, and I can't wait to talk to actually Mark Mueller about this, but it seemed, and we were talking about this when you were watching the game, you guys seemed kind of in control. Did things go as planned? Was there a lot of, pivot on the fly, make changes on that? Or what you guys had with the game plan and the offensive line and everything and the scheme, everything come into place there?
Yeah, it looks like things went according to plan, but there's always every single play, there's stuff that, kind of goes wrong that you got to clean up. So there were some halftime adjustments that I think Mark did a fantastic job of. And overall, I think our game plan was super solid. I thought Mark called a great game and, boys executed when we needed to. And, ultimately we got the job done.
So one last question that I have for you, and again, want you to come back. I think you should come back. But if you don't, what else does Mitch Picton do in the offseason?
Hunts birds, Sharky. What are you talking about?
I'll pick you up in the morning. We're going.
No.
You got any positions open at the camp? Or
Yeah, we definitely get Mitch on up there.
Yeah.
There you go. Right on, Mitch. Thanks for doing this. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
We got a delay here. So
I was going to say the winters have just been, a lot of the community work with the Rough Rider Foundation. We've been busy in schools and stuff like that. A little bit of hunting when I can sneak away, a little bit of hockey here and there. But, live in Saskatchewan in the winter, those are the types of things we do. So nothing too out of the ordinary.
Right on, man. Appreciate you doing this. Take care. Keep celebrating. Yeah, celebrate that right into the new year. Hey?
No stopping, Mitch.
Yeah.
A bunch of us will be at the rodeo with the Cup tonight, so if you guys are around, come say hi.
All right. There you go.
That's awesome.
Right on, Mitch. Okay, thanks so much.
Cheers, Mitch.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys.
There it is. Grey Cup champ from Regina. Saskatchewan Rough
Got a good
Rider
ring to
receiver. Mitch Picton. Yeah, he's talking like he's old. It's like, you're not that old.
He's been talking like that to me for a couple of years now.
But it is receiver is grindy, lines grindy, running back.
Yeah.
It's a toll.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I think Mitch has going for him is when we play as many Canadian receivers as we do, that he's probably going to be needed, whether it's starting or in a depth role. I feel like we're going to have to keep the Canadian receiver numbers up. So,
yeah.
And there's not a ton of guys that can plug in and play as many positions as he can.
That's the old convince.
Yeah, and the other thing he had all the receiver book down. Like he just didn't play one spot. He could cover across the network. So give him a lot of credit for being smart enough to recognize all the and to know the whole playbook for every spot. Like holy smokes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, what's your daughter's name?
Asha.
She's been a pro here, just kind of hanging out, watching Dad. Thanks for
when am I getting lunch, Dad?
Thanks for stopping by. You guys, I'm sure will be hunting together soon.
I hope so.
Yeah, right on. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me on, guys.
Right on. Grey Cup champ Brendon LaBatte joining us here live at Agribition. We'll come back. We're going to talk some rodeo. It's a Sports Cage, streaming through our YouTube channel at sportscage.com.